Hey everyone, this week I'm going to talk about a bunch of different tools that I use to study Tunisian colloquial Arabic that I've mentioned before in my press books. And in this video I'm going to show how I sort of fit them all together into one sort of learning activity, or maybe you'd call it more of an activity geared towards facilitating future learning. So last week I talked about forgetting in Anki, and I'm going to continue on that theme. I talked about leeches last week. Those are the words that I forget frequently enough that they get tagged as a leech, which means I've missed them 5 times since they graduated to young. And I talked about the 2 different ways to deal with leeches. One is to just not do anything. Anki, you can set it to automatically suspend them, and I have it set like that. So once they're a leech, I'll just never see it again, which on the one hand is bad because they're not learning it, but on the other hand is good because it's not wasting your time anymore. And it's, in the grand scheme of things, you don't have to know every single word in your target language. But a lot of the time, I do want to learn words that become leeches. And for me, I've found that the best way to do that is to try to figure out why I'm missing the word. Sometimes it's just, too far out of context. Sometimes it sounds like another word. And I try to make a card that will sort of disambiguate it. So let me first show you how to find leeches. We're going into my Anki here. You can see all these different tags. Some of them, don't worry about. There's too many. And I have all these leeches. They're all in here. Now there's a particular word I'm interested in, so I'm gonna search it. Huma. You can see that it's yellow because it's suspended, because it's become a leech.
حومة.
This is what the card looks like. So I've decided that the problem that I have with this word, huma, is that it sounds too much like another word, huma. It's just the difference between a soft H and like a rough H. The other huma just means they. So in order that I not make the mistake anymore of thinking that this is that other huma, I'm going to try to find an example sentence. And I also find that example sentences just help me remember things better. And it gives me an opportunity to sort of incorporate more listening while I'm doing my flashcards. As I look for example sentences, I get to do a little bit of reading. Now, there's a lot of resources I use to find example sentences, but for Tunisian colloquial Arabic, the one I use the most is just this online dictionary called Derja Ninja. And I don't actually know exactly who's responsible for making this, but it's a great resource. So you start by searching the word itself, which is huma. Okay, there we go. We have 2 different sentences that will include the word huma. I like this one. All the children in the neighborhood know me and talk to me.
أولاد الحومة الكل يعرفوني ويحكيوا معايا.
Okay. So there's 2 things I want to do. First, I'm going to simply copy this sentence into my Anki card. So I have this thing called Hint Arabic, Hint Audio, Hint English. So here's the hint in English. Copy and paste the hint in Arabic. But then I also want that audio because I can try to say this. أولاد الحومة الكل يعرفوني يحكوا معايا. But I'm pretty sure I'm saying that wrong. And if I get to listen to it over and over again, I can practice it to the point that I feel really confident saying this phrase all together. It'll feel like second nature. So I have the free audio editing software Audacity, and I'm just going to capture this sentence's audio. So I'm going to place record.
أولاد الحومة الكل يعرفوني ويحكيوا معايا.
Okay, and then I'm just going to snip the edges. And then I'm going to export it. I just put it into this pre-made folder. I give it the really exciting name of 155. And now I'll go back into my browser. There's a better way to do this if you're doing a lot of them all at once, but for just one,
أولاد الحومة الكل يعرفوني ويحكيوا معايا.
this is fine. Now, there's one last step that's going to sound kind of crazy, but that audio is pretty quiet. I'm guessing you all can't hear it very well. And so I have this application called Foobar. It's a weird application, but it can even out all your audio files so that they all have exactly the same audio level, which is nice because for me, I'm always adding in new audio into Anki. And if I don't even it out, then some of them will be really loud and like blast my ears, and some will be too quiet to hear. So I just like to use this application. So I just added that file in. Go to replay gain, scan file per track, update file tags. Oh, I forgot to apply. Okay. So now, last step is it has a sentence in it. If I delete leech from the tag, I remove the suspend from it. Okay, so now, just to test out, make sure that the audio got leveled out. I'll go back to preview.
حومة
أولاد الحومة الكل يعرفوني ويحكيوا معايا.
So now you can see that, both of those audio files are the exact same volume. And if I click on the back side of it, I get to see written out that example sentence. I don't like having that on the front of the card because I want to make sure I'm testing my listening comprehension rather than my reading comprehension. And then I get that translation on the front, on the back as well. And so you can see that now, even going the opposite direction, it's added in that example sentence for me.
حومة حوم
And it also has given me the translation of that example sentence. Okay, so hopefully that is useful to everyone. This same procedure can be used to snip audio from YouTube videos, or for me, I like to use the website Youglish, which sort of, if you search a word, it will find every captioned YouTube video that includes that word. That's a lot more useful for modern standard Arabic than it is for Tunisian colloquial Arabic, unfortunately. And they have that in many different languages. Thanks, everyone.